In my opinion, the Detroit Lions should trade for a front seven defensive player. Why? Well, because the defense in the front seven has been struggling a lot, okay? So let's get in the video so I can really explain myself. Let's get this thing started. The Detroit Lions defense has definitely struggled this year throughout really the entire year, and it really struggles at the front seven, okay? The Detroit Lions really have seemed completely lose all confidence and momentum on the front seven of things, okay? Snacks Harrison, one of the better defensive linemen in the NFL, a guy that is known to be a pure run stopper, okay? He came into Detroit after a trade, and he was amazing, and now in this season, it's just not the same results. And Snacks Harrison, you can tell, has lost a lot of confidence, saying, hey, look, this is the only thing I'm known for, and to see the numbers where they are is very disappointing. That's very upsetting for me to hear, okay? That actually makes me kind of upset. But either way, the Detroit Lions front seven just seems to be losing a lot of its confidence and momentum and mojo, I guess you could say. Swagger. They just don't seem to have that right now, even after all the moves we made in the offseason. Now, there definitely has been some problems, and two of those are both injuries, okay? We have an injury with Mike Daniels that has lasted a lot longer than we thought with that foot injury, and it looks like once again he's not going to play against Saquon Barkley this weekend. And we also have another injury that's taken place with Deshaun Hand, and we haven't even seen Deshaun Hand once this season. So those are two guys that we thought maybe we'd get some playing time. As we know, Austin Bryant is also on IR, so that doesn't help either. But the Detroit Lions defensive line, you would think would be a little bit better than what it is playing right now, but they just have seemed to lose all confidence. And this is why I want to see a trade for a front seven defensive player. Now, you could say on paper, hey, look, well, if they do this, then this could actually make them lose even more confidence. But at this point, I don't think there's any worry about that. They honestly can't be much worse. And I try to say that in the nicest way possible. They can't be much worse. Detroit Lions are nearly last in all of these categories. They are second to last in NFL yards per game, giving up 428.7. And now this is something I've talked about. Hey, Mack is going to give up yards. So I'm not too mad about this one, but I'm more mad about these. Detroit Lions are 28th in rushing yards allowed, giving up 100 and nearly 140 rushing yards per game. 140 rushing yards per game. The problem is we can't match that on offense, and we're giving up 140 rushing yards per game. That is a big problem, especially when you look at our schedule. We have this weekend, we play Saquon Barkley. Then we play Josh Jacobs. Then later down the road, we play Ezekiel Elliott. Okay, we have all those three good running backs. Obviously, our division has good running backs. This is a problem. The Detroit Lions need to start there. They're also 30th in passing yards allowed, giving up 289.5. Now, I'm not too worried about that one as much because, yes, I mean, they did get pretty much gashed, but it does start stopping the run. That's what Trey Flowers said. Hey, look, we're never going to get pressure if we can't start with stopping the run. And also in the secondary, we've made some opportunistic plays, and at the same time, we've kind of been bend, don't break. The problem is that we can't stop the run, and it all starts there, and that's where the Detroit Lions have been getting destroyed. At the same time, we're also not getting any pressure, and that doesn't help the secondary either, okay? The Detroit Lions have just been really bad on the defensive side of things. This is why I want to see something that maybe can jumpstart them, maybe give them some confidence, and I think that takes one big game, one good game from this Detroit Lions defense, maybe a good quarter, a good half, whatever it may be, a couple of big plays. The Detroit Lions just don't seem to be able to get any kind of sacks or any kind of big momentum plays from the front seven, okay? The secondary has done their thing here and there, and that's great, but to get those guys going on the defensive line, the linebackers, they need to have a big play, and they just haven't had one of those yet. Matt Patricia talked about this, saying, look, this isn't a scheme thing, this is the fundamentals, I need to practice, and we need to coach them better, and all that kind of stuff, you know, coach talk. But basically, the Detroit Lions blitzed Kirk Cousins 23.5% of the time last week, which honestly isn't that bad. I mean, it's not good. They could have blitzed more, but at the same time, I'm not really surprised considering on how Matt Patricia plays his defense. But I'm not going to go off on Patricia's defense too much because it has shown that it's worked at times in his career. The problem is his front seven is definitely struggling, and they've just lost all confidence. Like I said, Harrison just seems to have no confidence whatsoever. Trey Flowers hasn't been able to make a play in the backfield for much of the entire season, and that's why I want to see a front seven player be traded to the Detroit Lions, whether it's linebacker or a defensive lineman, whichever two. There are a couple of reasons why I want to see the Detroit Lions do this. One, because we're dealing with injuries. Mike Daniels, who knows how long he's going to be out, and Deshaun Hand, even though we always have that hope he's going to come back, we still haven't seen him this season. So one, it helps out because we have a lot of injuries. Two, it adds depth. I mean, that's kind of goes along with the same lines. And three, I think a guy like that could give you one momentum player, maybe opening up someone else, that would be huge for the Detroit Lions. As we know, they just acquired a 5th-round pick from the Seattle Seahawks, so that could go towards a big trade that they may be looking to do. I'm not sure what the Detroit Lions are necessarily looking to do. I hope they make a move, because if they don't make a move after trading away Quandre Diggs, that will make me very upset. And I'm not giving up on this team. I know a lot of people are. I'm not giving up on this team whatsoever. But at the same time, I would love to see him maybe make some kind of move just to give that defensive line some confidence. I think a couple of sacks, something would get this defense going and the front seven going and being confident again. Here's the exact quote from Snacks Harrison. My entire career, that's the only thing I've been known for, Harrison said. To see the numbers where they are is very disappointing. Okay, that's what Snacks Harrison has said about the rushing defense. The Detroit Lions defense from the front seven has definitely been struggling, and it hasn't been too much better in the secondary, but at least they've they've made some plays and held some quarterbacks to not having a great day, right? Patrick Mahomes did not have a good day. He didn't even throw a touchdown pass versus us. Okay, we didn't give up too many points versus Aaron Rodgers. 22 at home, I will take that. We haven't played terrible in the secondary. It's been the front seven that has been gashed, and I think it really does start with stopping the run, just like Trey Flowers said. So if the Lions wanted to go get a big run stopper, linebacker, or defensive tackle, I'd be okay with that. And I understand, look, hey, when these guys come back, this defensive line is going to be much different. I completely agree. But for the meantime, if you want to win now, you have to win this week. In my opinion, this is the must-win week. I haven't said it yet, but this is a must-win game. I want to see the Lions make that move, okay? And even if they trade somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean they'll play this weekend, but maybe that would just give them some confidence or something. Maybe light a fire that, hey, they're trading players, so maybe we should get going. I don't know, but I would just love to see a move like that. If you guys want to see one, let me know in the comments below, because some people have been asking me, okay, what do I want to see the Lions do? That's what I want to see them do with the trade. Offensive line, I wouldn't be mad about that either, because the offensive line definitely does need some help, especially when you consider that Kerryon Johnson went down. But defensively, I want to see a front seven guy, whether it's a linebacker, defensive tackle, defensive end. Maybe not as much defensive end, because I feel like we're pretty good at that spot. But tackle and linebacker, that's where I would go with it. If you disagree with me, that's all good. Let me hear in the comments below what you would do. Also, I guess that's it. I was about to say something else. That's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.